tape evidence.
Tape evidence. Well, we're going to quit this nonsense. We're going to go straight into our first game.
Oh, interesting. Huh, look at that. All right, so Gold Team, nice name, is going to be running Stun, Vivus, Mental. Tell me a little bit about how you feel this match will play out.
Well, we know TelRoskMi. Essentially, Teldo and Varus going with the duo combo they tend to do quite a bit. We see Croak and Jade. They line up those combos left and right, and they're adding a Lucy to the mix. Now, Lucy is fantastic because you don't particularly need to do anything great with a Lucy. Lucy just kind of adds a nice touch to almost any team comp. She's got her Fear. She's got her Petrify. She's got some heals. You know, she's not terribly mobile, so I think the biggest downfall with the Lucy is that you kind of have to make sure you peel for her.
Yes.
You know, you kind of have to babysit a little bit just to make sure. A great Lucy player does a really good job of dealing with it mostly on her own. But I'd say after about 15, 20 seconds, she's going to need some peel. She can deal with anybody for a little bit. Yeah, then she starts to run out of energy and cooldowns. Yeah. But, you know, going against Rakan, Paloma, and Ashka, I think it's a pretty good fight against. I mean, Ashka and Jade tend to go toe-to-toe, especially with the damage they can do at range.
All right, well, let's see. TelRoskMi are one of the favorites in the European scene, rivaled only by Project Horizon.
Oh, already
who actually got eliminated before the round of 8. So now it's just going to be TelRoskMi as a favorite coming into this tournament, but let's see what Gold Team can do. Telden
Rakan trying to play that same role, getting it. Oh, now Ashka finds himself a little bit too close for comfort. He's going to get a stun, almost trying to get Mini. Now we're going to see them pushing back. They're going to try and put pressure on Rakan now. He has to use his escape to get out, and an ultimate comes out from Jade, not landing much damage though. Oh, but Ashka now with no mobility is going to take a lot of damage. They need to seize the opportunity, and they do. Teldo jumping in on him, and in the meantime, Lucy's on the bottom. Mini is taking a lot of damage, but there comes the support, the help. Rakan cannot deal with the damage from Teldo.
It's interesting that Gold Team decided to push Paloma as the aggressive character, while their team member, the Ashka, needed some healing and support. They tried to close out the kill on Mini. Maybe they identified that they really wanted to go for a trade, but it's tough. Paloma, especially on the first round, does not actually have good CC to help her close out a kill. The Ghost Wolf doesn't have the root yet on it, and so it'll be hard to land shots against Mini, and Mini just cutted it out, while Mental could not survive the 2v1 against Jade and Croak.
I mean, overall, you look at the hard CC, not a whole lot for Gold Team. Rakan really just has his pull and his silence, unless he builds the root, which he did not. He actually went for the cooldown instead. He went with Death Grip, and until Ghost Wolf gets the root, which it has now, you know, you're going to see Ashka trying to use his Petrify when he can, but his standard stun is actually really difficult to land. But already, right off the bat, we're going to see everyone spreading out. Oh my god, the damage on Paloma, they knew she didn't have a lot to get out. She has to waste it on herself. But now they know that Rakan and Ashka could be good targets. Deceit comes out, there's the first. Oh, here's the combo. The stun landing one after the other, and the deadly inject. He's able to iframe out of it. But now we're going to see them try and get orb control.
Using the ultimate to secure that orb, that's a classic move from Farosk, and actually will be able to convert it for a little bit of damage afterwards. And there's a big connection on Paloma. Now, one thing interesting to know.
Oh, landed perfectly as the other side comes down.
Oh,
and
no.
Servers, ladies and gentlemen, we have initiated connection.
What?
Ladies and gentlemen, we've initiated connection.
No, what? Why?
I hope that was just on us.
I feel like they did so much damage that it just...
Tie-bye time. Can we retry?
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 Well, there's no server active to retry connection together. Cool. Well,
in the meantime,
I wonder if they're still playing. Do you think they're still playing?
I don't think so.
I think everybody got booted.
Yeah, probably. So in the meantime, how's it going, everybody?
I wanted to make note of, before we go straight just crazy, I wanted to make note of something interesting to think about for round 2. So for Paloma, in round 2, you have the root on the Ghost Wolf. That's a great BattleRekt to pick up. Claw of the Wicked becomes more usable because you have that cooldown reduction if it does land successfully. So that's great. One of the things for TelRoskMi as well that gets them a lot stronger is that Lucy can pick up that BattleRekt that makes your barrier move 33% faster, which is actually ridiculously fast. If you think about it, for example, Jade's BattleRekt for stealth only makes Jade move 25% faster. I think the only thing that matches that is haste from Taya, I believe, and then swift roll from Lucy. But Lucy is able to use that barrier to increase movement speed, and where this really, really makes a difference is when Croak goes into camouflage. movement speed is so important for Croak in camouflage because you have a duration of time that you need to execute your attack with, and if you're having to chase your opponents around the whole time, being able to catch up to them faster gives you more success and more juking ability as well. You can get in and out much quicker, play that footsie game. For example, if you're trying to dodge a clarity potion, if you have that extra movement speed, it's much easier for you to back away and then come back in right when your camouflage is running out. It's a very, very important BattleRekt to pick up if you're ever playing Lucy with a Croak. It's so key. Movement speed is so great for Croak.
And I think using that shield particularly, especially if you want, let's say you want to use it on an invis Croak so we can get closer for that deceit combo. You're now getting rid of some of your protection to get your aggression, which I think is a really interesting choice you have to make. It's the biggest protection that team has is that 50 hit point shield. So using it on an invis Croak so we can get closer, while it's great because it might give you that combo and you're going to get a lot of burst, take some max health off, you've now lost the ability to protect. So I think your whole team needs to be aware that that's down. But, you know, Croak and Jade are already pretty slippery. They're hard to lock down. So I think it's a risk that they can take as far as that team comp goes. But Lucy needs to be careful that she doesn't get hounded down herself. But, you know, I talked a little bit about the hard CC on both teams. Rakan, Paloma, Ashka, they have a total hard CC of only 7.3 seconds, while their counterparts on TelRoskMi had a 10.65 second total hard CC with all their abilities. That's like just, what, 3.5 seconds, give or take, difference. That's a lot of game time. It's an entire petrify pretty much from anyone in the game. And as far as total stuns, pretty close, 1.1 seconds for Team Gold and 1.75 seconds for TelRoskMi. But it's utilizing, you know, petrifies and in-caps and being able to use that to set things up. That first in-cap from Croak, you want to, what breaks that should be the biggest damage, right? Because you know they can't at least dodge the first hit. And if they're just mashing spacebar, they're going to be able to get out of that. So I think that's the biggest thing as well. Where you want to make sure that you get your biggest hit on contact right off the bat. But then if Croak can time it perfectly, as the snipe happens, you can get the stun, followed by whatever.
That combo is absolutely deadly. Incapacity to set it up. You get the snipe, have that mini stun run its duration so that Jade can start mouse ones going, and then you get the Croak stun on top of that, get Croak's damage involved in there, and then you land a disabling shot afterwards. That gives you the root if you pick up that BattleRekt, and if they try to get out of there, get out of the CC chain, they silence themselves up and can't use any more cooldown, so that's essentially a 1.2 second stun added on the top of that. After that, actually, Lucy as well can throw the Panic Flash, which is surprisingly good for putting damage onto your opponents, because not only does the Panic Flash do 12 damage itself, it has a 16 damage barrier or 16 damage breakpoint while they're still going to be in panic until you do 16 damage. So you can actually essentially do 28 damage before that panic wears off. So that's additional CC that you can do. Let's jump into the game.
We're back in the game. Sorry about that. We're going to actually just restart, I believe. It's probably what the admins have decided.
Server issue.
Server issue. We're going to start by the beginning. We're going to get a good pull from Rakan. They're going to try and get a lot of aggression on this Lucy before she gets mobility. But Teldo keeping a solid amount of pressure on their backline, trying to keep Ashka and Paloma distracted. But now he's going to get you can see Rakan trying to peel him back. But check it out. Paloma finds herself on the wrong side of the field.
Oh my goodness.
Oh my, Rakan. Great pull out of the ultimate. She actually loses all of it, and she gets silenced out. The orb will get seized. Oh, perfect consume. Well, can he get out of the sub the other side?
3v1 though.
Oh yeah, they have done a great job of pinning him into the corner. Check out the placement and just the awareness of the team to come together.
Good decision, good tiny little decision by Mini as well to use a clarity potion to push stun into a worse position, making it just a little bit more difficult for Gold Team to come back and assist the Rakan. And the coordination for TelRoskMi, this is one of the reasons why they're the top team. Oh wow, straight down the middle, got 3, and Frost might actually go down. Mini just barely with the healing flash, but then here comes Mental with the space. Will end his life.
This could be terrifying. We're going to see Ashka now trying to lay some damage on Teldo, but we're going to see Paloma just get out. She's the other side to get rid of what she has. The DOT
gets center orb control. Mental came in big with that 3-hit ultimate, and will pull this game into an even situation. Stun on the floor, will avoid that. Deadly injection is put on.
Oh my.
Uses the clarity potion to try to stop. Mini tried to stop the other side there. That's why the clarity potion came out early.
Oh, now they're going to try and gather up. What a great time. Ultimate, she wasn't able to get out of it, and she hurts Mental with it. Getting closer to him, bringing him so low. The clarity potion pushing orb away. Oh, we're going to see another ultimate, though, landing one.
Oh, no, the
able to
Lucy
get
goes
the second
down.
one. He will go down, do the damage over time, and now it is a 1v1 Paloma and Croak.
Uh-oh. I actually think Mental went huge, and with the support of Vibes, they might actually be able to close this out. Other side can trade with the fear. He gets panicked up. He can other side. Oh, no, it's going to be a losing match for Teldo. Here comes the Wolf. He shot at the orb because the orb does not dodge, and then the Wolf will aim hack, will auto-aim onto your opponent because it bounces. Smart choice from Vibes X. One of the things that Vibes tried to do that failed actually was use the spacebar and then use the travel time to avoid the Venom, the Croak ultimate, but mistimed it a little bit. Big thing though is Mental landing 2 ultimates in that clutch situation. Brought it back. The coordination for TelRoskMi was on point, but in the 3v2 scenario, they just lost too much health. I think they tried to push a little too aggressive, and Vrosk was caught out and ended up getting taken down.
I mean, they allowed Ashka to land 2 ultimates. That is a lot of damage, especially spread amongst everybody. He hit 3 people, which I believe amounts to about 156 damage or something. Quite a lot.
Pop-up on everybody.
So now we're going to see them try and gain this control. We see Vrosk trying to stay in front of Orb. He's going to get rooted. That Wolf actually going to deal quite a bit of damage to the entire team. They might be able to seize
good
Orb.
Double panic. Vibes is going to take control of the center Orb.
And now we're going to see Teldo try and get down on Vibes while he realizes his cooldowns might be a little on the low side. And now Vibes going to pick up some green orbs, though, keeping the safety. Not able to really coordinate right now. We see TelRoskMi. Oh, what a blind M2 on the Deceited Teldo.
Nice. And Teldo is getting really, really low. All members of TelRoskMi are having trouble sustaining themselves right now, and Paloma seems to be a really, really great choice. Mental is actually getting pretty low, and Teldo's trying to look at what he can close out. Uses camouflage to get out of the situation. Vrosk locks down Stun, and he might be able to make a kill, but Stun is able to get out of that situation.
Oh, one landed snipe, followed up by a Croak spacebar. Could kill anybody on the opponent. Oh, but we're going to see the good pull in and a blind snipe. Oh, my! What a goo! Gonna take down Paloma. It is now a 2v2, a Jade Ashka combo. They're gonna try and go against each other. Let's see who can outdo the ranged battle.
Nice pull from Stun to make sure they secure the center orb. Every little thing matters right now.
M2.
Oh no! And this is a lot of pressure. Lucy needed to pick up Vrosk, but got pulled in, and so took a little bit of damage there. And Mental and Stun hold the better positioning right now.
Right now, Rakan does have a fully charged weapon. Oh, he is just rid of it, though, so his M2 will do a little bit less damage. He might want to wait his cooldown until he gets that back up. We're going to see another M2 wasted for Ashka. This might be an opportunity for a good snipe. Oh, what? Knowing that he'd go for the orbs for health, a good consume. Oh,
Mental going all in.
He does have his ultimate. Mental's going in.
They split the team. Mini is separated from Vrosk. Here comes the
Ashka wasted ult and sniped through the orb. Almost got Ashka, but now Ashka's going to get silenced so low. Eureka, indeed. She's going to push Stun out. Now they're split up. We're going to see Gold Team split amongst the middle. And now Ashka has to deal with 2 enemies.
So interesting to me that Gold Team decided to push in that moment. I have to feel like that was kind of a miscalled play. I think that Rakan Ashka benefits a lot from maintaining center orb control. They were already there. They knew that Vrosk and Mini could not encroach upon their position. Wait until the map closes in. Just wait. They have to come to you. You are in control of the center orbs. You're going to constantly gain resources and push your max health up. You can poke with Ashka. You can poke with Rakan. Force Vrosk and Mini to come to you, and then you're fighting on your territory. Instead, they tried to push all in and go aggressive onto Mini and Vrosk, and they just got outmaneuvered.
We haven't seen a whole lot of firewalls from Mental either, trying to shut down Vrosk from a distance. Mini's going to get pulled, but she's going to be able to get that health back. Vrosk getting a nice stun. We're going to see both teams trying to put that pressure in the middle just before Orb comes up. Oh, Teldo's going to notice that he came in Rakan a little bit too far, has to use his escape. The firewall trying to push allies, enemies back.
Oh, good stun, and gets behind the Rakan and takes him out of this consume. And Stun is going to lose a lot of health for it. Vrosk pops his ultimate and continues to try to put more pressure on.
Oh, Teldo, knowing that he has a lot of mobility, he's going to see when he gets in there. Oh, the double stun is going to go down, taking Ashka out of the fight. And now they're going to take down Rakan as well. Not much left on him. He has a consume, but I don't see him surviving much longer than this. Teldo going to try and get over the M2, and now Mental left alone. He does have an ultimate. He was able to clutch it, but getting double ulted right before is not going to be a surefire sign of him coming back.
That was incredible from TelRoskMi, demonstrating the burst capabilities of this composition. Croak, Jade, Lucy so much damage that they can turn around really quickly, and target swapping is a big thing for them. It's all about making sure that you're playing around your opponent's cooldowns really well. Vibes was caught out, having to support stun because they were putting pressure on stun before, and then the quick target swap, and they just happened to have the snipe ready to go, the left mouse button's ready to go, all the cooldowns and the CC dumped onto Vibes and took him out from, I would say, 40% health. Nice snipe from
Stun. Check this out. They're going to notice he's in the corner. They're going to push him up. He has no more mobility. Take a look at the damage. He has to use his R. He finally built up enough energy, but now full control from TelRoskMi. They have the orb. They have to be careful of the pull. Oh, but they pushed it just out of range. They're able to secure it, getting pretty close to ultimates. We're going to see Jade lining hers up very soon. There's the firewall from Mental, trying to keep the damage away from them. But the ultimate's going to come just as it wears down. We're going to see Rakan has to go in.
Here comes the other side, and Stun is actually able to evacuate, but a big crippling goo on a lot. Ultimate comes out from Vibes to try to root up Mini, and Ashka is going to get taken down. Now Vibes is a target that they're looking at. Everybody from Gold Team is so low. The space comes out from Paloma and the other side, and now Stun is left without cooldowns. Consume just being used here, and a second Paloma ult, but down goes Rakan, and it looks like TelRoskMi will be able to secure a third round win to give them one map in their journey towards the semifinals.
It was looking a little dangerous in the beginning. I saw TelRosk struggling to get control, but you saw there towards the end, they really just had full awareness and just control of the field. They knew exactly where they were pushing people. They were using their own pressure. You look at people like Jade and Lucy and Croak, right? They're champions that you really have to be aware of, and you have to be careful of where they are. Every time you don't see Croak, you're going to see people start moving to kind of adjust for the fact that you know he's coming for you, and he's in Viz, because he doesn't want to waste that cooldown, right? So yeah, you can mind game maybe and go in Viz and force people to move, but then you're still wasting your cooldown. So you might as well get in there since you have good escape. And again, with Jade and her snipe, it's forcing people to stay back. So they're able to keep them back into their corner, and then whenever they felt pleased, whenever they knew they had the energy, they would just go in and start dishing out the damage, force them to split up, and then just get the loner that was in the corner.
One of the things that's so great about Verosk is that he puts out so much damage, builds up so much energy, and almost exclusively goes ham with that ultimate the instant he achieves it.
Yeah, and so we're going to take a quick look at a replay from that, and it's going to be a timing on a Lucy ult, waiting for the cooldown on Rakan just as he jumps, knowing he's going to come in. We're going to see she gets silenced out of the ultimate, so she knows that he's going to try and go in on her. Perfectly timed just as he goes in, gets that damage, and now take a look at the split, what it forces them to do. She uses the potion to try and give Verosk a little bit of space and some breathing room, and then I left Ashka all alone. It looked small, it didn't look too intense, but that small ultimate forced Rakan to go left away from his Ashka. Ashka had no more mobility, it was on cooldown, so he wasn't able to help support him, and then they were able to mitigate damage and take in and dealt to just one person while somebody just sat in the back and watched.
Yeah, and that was kind of the situation that they got themselves in, where there was a cross kill that happened and they went into that 2v2, and that's what I was talking about pushing all in and going aggressively. They did not actually have to give away their position. Ashka and Rakan could have happily just stayed in the center, controlled the center orbs, but the instant you start pushing in, sure, you give yourself the opportunity to close out a kill, but you put yourself at risk at the same time, and then getting separated by that crippling goo, the last thing you would want to happen.
We don't see a lot of firewalls going up from Ashka, which I'm a little surprised, especially going against Verosk.
Yes.
Someone that every time he gets a Jade ult, he just starts wailing it, right? Yep. We've seen him miss a lot of bullets. Doesn't matter to him because he's going to build up his energy so quickly. He's so efficient with his M1s. He's constantly building up energy. He does a great job. He doesn't use a whole lot. We don't see him use his Veil as much as we see some Jades, especially yesterday in North America. We saw Jade just throwing out Veil like candy.
Very, very distinct difference.
And same with Snapshot, right? Snapshot's more in that moment where you need a quick stun, you want some quick damage. You don't see Snapshot used very often on a Jade. So he builds up the energy, goes for the ultimate. So I'd like to see a little more firewalls, which also what that would do is that would choke Croak out from all of his enemies, or all of his allies. He's going to come in, put a firewall behind him. Now Jade can't support with silences. Lucy can't support with panics. Yeah. And now Croak's going to be all alone. So wait till he can't jump back out, put up that firewall, and then you can at least get a little bit of max health off of him before people start jumping over that firewall. Yeah.
The thing about Croak is that if he's left to his own devices, especially in a situation where he has to go maybe even 3v1 if he gets separated by that firewall, it becomes very not worth it for the Croak to be in there. And if he can wait until he commits both jumps to try to get there, even the instant you see him go into Deceit or Camouflage, just pop that firewall. Because then what is he going to do? Even if he attacks you, he can't get support from his teammates. You might lose a little bit of health, but 3 people wailing away on a Croak is not going to be worth it for him. So Teldo will have to almost certainly push backwards, and that buys you time. You try to get damage on his exit, and that's even better for you.
So now that TelRoskMi has taken map 1, let's see if Team Gold can bring it back and try and take the second one.
Right.
Oh, Gold Team. Oh, apologies. I can't mess that name up.
Gold Team.
Another creative name from the European region. You guys are great.
They must love the color green. Anybody got that reference?
I got it. I'm going to ignore it for now, though.
Thank you.
Oh, quick camouflage now. Look at that. Already putting the pressure, forcing Rakan to go back. That is a big part of what Croak can do. You want to wait for this on cooldown, and we've seen him use both jumps. Vrask, after he gets pulled in, it doesn't seem to matter. He's finally going to use that Veil. We're going to see the end cap followed by the stun. There's the damage. Paloma, we know that she has very weak on the self-heal. We'll see a firewall go up, but it wasn't enough to take out the damage a little bit too late. Oh, fantastic on Ashka to get those M2s on Teldo, knowing he was invis. Once you land the first one, you know where he's at, but we see 2 full bars from Mini and Varus, but there goes 2 lethal injections on Rakan, forcing him to try and get the heals on the pull, but now we still see good mid-control. Paloma now getting pushed into her own ultimate. We're trying to push her out, so she shouldn't get the second bout of heals, and she does not. She will go down as Croak will deceit. Oh, I think he got silenced. I couldn't really tell. I wasn't thinking he was able to get his M1 off.
Nice. Yeah. Oh, here comes another big Ashka ult from Mental, and that seems to be something he gets kind of often. Incapacitate into the stuns, and now it's just going to be a 3v1, and stun is going to go down. Something really interesting to know about that match is that it almost seems like Gold Team get into themselves into a situation where TelRoskMi is just happy to just throw cooldowns into the clump and just hit whatever they can.
Yeah.
You know, they were all clumped up in that corner. Varas was starting out on Rakan, then swapped over to Paloma, then landed a snipe on Mental, then, you know, swapped back over to the Paloma, finished a kill, and then went ham on Ashka again. Just cycling targets like it's nobody's business.
I think a lot of that also comes down to knowing your opponent's cooldowns and knowing when they're on and when they're off, and being confident if you can get away from it. So we're going to see again if they're going to be able to push that control. We get a silence right off the bat on Rakan, who tried to put on the pressure, but an invis Croak is going to get that Paloma. She has the other side herself, so her
look at Mini though, lost a lot of health.
Able to take a lot of damage. He didn't get protected well, but now they're going to go on Paloma. Oh, there's the combo. She goes almost down. She will get finished. Now we're going to see Rakan try and get the pull. Going to try and chase down Mini if they can make this a 2v2 situation.
Get the control of the center orb. One thing about Vibes I noticed is that he's very aggressive on that Paloma, and instead of finishing out the kill on Mini, ended up getting taken out herself. And I think it's just, that's the second time we've seen Paloma go aggressive and either lose a team member for it or actually get wrecked herself. And I have to wonder if that's just something that Vibes needs to calm down a little bit. They got Mini very low. They tried to capitalize on that scenario by pushing Mini some more, but again, maybe it would have been better for them to swap targets, maintain good positioning, use that low health against center orb, something like that.
Well, the risk of chasing somebody down, especially when you have a Paloma, she doesn't have a lot of just dash or jump mobility. She has her space bar, which she can use, but again, there's so much more utilized on allies.
Yeah. Or
for the swap on enemy, using the EX swap. So when you chase somebody down, if you use your mobility, so let's say one person's running away and doesn't have much health, 3 of you now use your mobility to chase down. Just think about the cooldown trade.
Yeah.
That was horrible, right? Now 3 of you have used your mobility for one person, and if you're not able to lock down that kill, now the other 2 just have free reign to just start wrecking.
Yep. And especially if you don't make the kill, it's very, very not worth it.
It's a good pull though. Mini's going to take some damage. Almost chain stun with an Ashka AoE, but now we're going to see some good damage on a Teldo. He's going to get healed though easily. They're all chained together from Paloma. We might see a firewall coming up to try and stop.
Nice from Vibes. What? That timing.
Believe TelRoskMi was able to get that orb, but it was a little hard to tell. I think they did. Now we're going to see Stunt getting a nice M2 on Varas. They have pushed him to the back, but the ultimate coming out from Jade, landing 3 bullets, 2 on Paloma, 1 on Ashka. Now we're going to see Teldo trying to take that green. He's so confident. Look at how far he is into the battle. He gets into C. They're going to get Rakan out of the battle. The ultimate chain. There it goes. Forced to use the other side, but now that is down. I believe TelRoskMi did not get that orb, though. That went to Gold Team, and now Ashka getting a decent ultimate. I think he landed it on 1.
Right now, it's so chaotic, but here comes Tello trying to focus up their targets, and they do a ton of damage to Ashka. Rukan pops his ultimate, don't get hooked. Mini is trying his best to dodge side to side, but he doesn't care. He does so much damage to Faraz, and this could be bad. They're separated by the firewall. Incapacitate goes on to Paloma, but he loses his stun, and Tello might be in a bad spot. This could be Gold Team's opportunity to push for a win.
Mental needs to see that Teldo's back there, but we're going to see the pressure on the opposite side. Teldo mounts up, goes in. He's going to get the deceit on Rakan. Let's see if his Alice can help, but no! We're going to see that Jade is pushed a little bit too far back from Ashka. She does not have a lot to go. We're going to see another ult from Rakan. He's going to try and put pressure on Jade. Or, sorry, Lucy. Jade will go down. The deceit's going to come up. I don't think we're able to get any combo damage. Lucy is not known for her burst.
And this was such a good situation for Gold Team. I like how they played out their positioning, and I think in all the chaos, they kind of won out the trades. Teldo whiffs the incapacity on the Deceit, and that's looking bad for him. And they should be able to close it out on Croak. He's going to be trying to kite here. Nice from Mental to close it out. Such an important round for Gold Team. On the verge of elimination, we'll take that round up and maybe begin their journey for a comeback.
They can see light at the end of the tunnel. You can see a good amount of burst damage, especially Ashka with his ultimate. He does save up for it, and I don't know how I feel about him not using enough firewalls. He really isn't using it to keep orb control. I know Croak can jump over it, but you're still removing damage from 2 people. And the biggest orb control, almost, at least what it feels like in the entire game, Jade, one of the strongest orb getters,
yes,
for lack of awful words. You know, and I think, you know, right following up her is anyone that can pull and move it quite a bit, but she has so much burst damage in such a short period of time, especially if she times it when the orb's coming up. Everyone knows when it comes up, it's a pretty obvious moment.
Yeah.
So putting up that firewall would give them a few more orbs, which I think would let Ashka get the ultimate even faster.
Yeah, I definitely agree, and I think that Mental did make a little more use in that last particular round of the firewall, and I think that might have partially been because of the BattleRekt to allow the firewall to enhance his left clicks, but we'll see. There's a panic coming out onto Varosk, and that's going to put them in the triple position. Oh man, Varosk comes in big. 2 snipes, 1 for each member of
that was a great firewall. It pulled Brook in, and it was all, or Croak in. I think he was all alone, but I think he may have still snagged the orb because no one kept up with it. Now he's just in the back. He's just going to put the pressure on. They're going to try and just hone down on him while they know they have a chance, but he deceits. Oh, the fantastic ultimate from Jade. I think all 4 bullets may have landed. The firewall does go up, though, to try and cut off the damage. Check it out, though. Orb control easily taken from TelRoskMi.
Oh, uses a Deceit and does land the Incapacitate on Ashka, and the snipe connects from Varosk. Good accuracy from Varosk and good execution from Teldo, and we'll see if they can close it out. Mini is getting dangerously low, and the Ashka ultimate really changed the momentum of the fight. Ultimate is going to get wasted for Varosk.
Oh, Mini's incredibly low. She just got pulled, but the stun from Jade may have saved her. The barrier goes out. She's healing herself. The panic to rescue while Teldo does what he can to do a 2v1. He's doing a great job of maintaining pressure and keeping them out, but Varosk gonna put himself, oh my, he almost takes out. He's going so far in.
Oh, the stun, and Ash gets stun on top. The spell block, and Teldo's gonna avoid the panic. It's gonna be a 2v2 situation. Health levels are looking equally as bad for each side, but Gold Team is gonna secure the center orb, and I think they might be able to do it.
Oh, what an end cap is gonna fall by the stun, and the snipe there is the damage combo. Puts it up too soon, or a bit too late. The ultimate's gonna come out, but Varosk puts himself behind the wall, wants to stay away.
Watch out for
a little too early for that firewall.
They need to stop this combo from happening. Either Ashka needs to push aggressively.
Oh my, and the silence, there it is. Such long CC. That might be it. Such a close opportunity. We saw that firewall go up from Mental, but it didn't seem to have a whole lot of use. And there's the ultimate from Jade. Somehow, Varosk stays alive with minimal health, makes it to the end, and TelRoskMi will move on to the semifinals.
By far, I think the correct mode of operation for Mental would have been to push aggressively on the Jade and make sure that he was CCing the Jade every single time that Incapacitate came up. If not CCing, at least making sure that you're putting pressure on the Jade so she cannot connect the snipe. That's fine. If Rukan gets incapacitated, that's fine. If it's just Croak, there are ways that Rukan can turn around and fight back against Croak after he comes out of that camouflage stun. But if you get hit by a snipe, if you get hit by the Croak stun, if you get hit by the left clicks, and then you get hit by the disabling shot, that's a very different situation. Something as simple as...